Welcome to Momtroversial, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we would have known and nobody tells you. I'm Leah, your country nurse riding the Hot Mess Express, and I'm here to remind you that it's fine, we're fine, everything's fine.
And I'm Tori, your ride or die mom of three, who will absolutely hold your baby and your secrets.
This week, we are back on Book Talk. This
Woo
is
woo.
probably one of my favorite things to talk about because of how much we love reading. And Tori is back with us for this book talk. Woo, woo,
Yay.
woo, 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 woo. So I'm hoping, I actually don't think you have a ton to catch us up on when it comes to books, Tori, right? Because I know you've been really busy.
No. I've was in a slump for several months, so there wasn't a whole lot to talk about book wise.
What are you reading right now? Because I know that you and Alyssa have been reading the same series. I have not yet started or jumped into.
Yeah, so it's called The Kingmaker Chronicles by Lauren Boucher. Um the It's a 5-book completed series. The first 3 are with the same main characters, and then books 4 and 5 are a story continuation, but with different main characters kind of highlighted. The other characters that were in the first 3 are still like very much part of like the plot and everything. It's just not from their POV, I guess. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
And are you loving it? So it's 5 books
yes.
total. It's completed series.
Yep. As far as I know, anyways, it better be completed. I've been fooled before. No, but everything I read says that it's completed. I am really loving it. I've read 3 out of the 5. I just started book 4. I bought it several days ago and I just started it yesterday. So kind of slow going on that between sick kids and all the things that I do every week. It's been not a lot of time to read. So
Yeah, totally get that. Can you give us, without giving anything away to the best of your ability, what is it about for those who are curious and
mm.
looking for recommendations?
Sure. So it's definitely uh, um the theme, if you will, because I know there's different, werewolves, vampires, whatever. This one is um a Greek mythology theme. And it's about a girl there's 3 kingdoms or territories, and they're each are ruled by magic. There's magic people and then there's non-magic people. Um and the magic people run each kingdom, but then one of the kingdoms was overthrown by the non-magic people. And then the magic people are kind of known for being jerks and like, hoity-toity. They don't treat everybody well. They're poor rulers. And so the female main character is she's they call it a soothsayer, but basically like a fortune reader in a circus. And this warlord who happens to be the one who overturned one of the territory governments, and his family is now in the place of this government now. He comes and he kidnaps her from the circus. And I mean, it goes on a really wild ride, and I don't know that I can really say much more, because I mean,
Okay.
it peels back the onion and peels it and peels it and peels it and peels it. It's been really interesting. I really enjoyed it for the most part. There's been, well, and the cool part is the Greek mythology. Like, there's all of these different, her godfather is Poseidon, and
Oh, cool.
Cerberus guards the circus, and like, I don't know. There's just all these things. It's really cool. So pretty much flew through the first 2 books, and then I started to slow down, not because the book wasn't good, but because I just
Life.
life, yeah. It's got so much going on. Um, And, because we started our Bible study and we're doing that other Bible study book and I'm listening to an audiobook. So I feel like my time to read is divided up right now.
What are you listening to on audio?
Um, How to Talk to Your Husband When You Really Want
Oh,
to Yell at Him.
that's
That one.
okay. I forgot that you're listening to that one. And then we're also reading together, Tori and I in our Bible study are reading The Meaning of Marriage
Mm.
with our like Bible study group, which still I still count those books as books
Heck yeah.
for book talk to talk about because those, especially when it's good ones like that, like
Mhm.
Meaning of Marriage, I think is a 10 out of 10 book. We read it for premarital and freaking loved it. I haven't read it and we've been married for 7.5 years, and I haven't read it since then, so rereading it
Nice.
now is awesome. And then I still haven't finished. I'm also reading on and off the other book that you're reading too, but I just haven't finished it yet either. But I do for nonfiction book recommendations. Those are both for anyone who's married listening. Those are
Mhm.
both great marriage books to just
Yes.
help improve your marriage and teach you just practical skills that, let's all be honest here for a second, you're not necessarily taught when you go to get married, right? Because the only habits that you know in your taught are what you've seen.
Mhm. Oh, and
Um,
that's a huge theme in both of the books. Like the
yeah,
wounds and like not necessarily wounds, but habits,
yeah.
wounds and
Mhm.
or habits that you bring into your marriage that you may or may not actually even be aware of. And everyone
Mhm.
does it. This is not, oh, it's just me. No, it's literally everyone. Whether it's
Yeah.
a bad habit of not putting your clothes in the hamper or, to something really more extreme, the way that you were treated really impacts the way that you respond in conflict or something like that. Like
Mhm.
there's so much awareness to be gained between both of those
Yeah.
um both of those books.
I definitely this year, one of my 2026 goals is I want to be better at reading Christian living personal development books. I would like to
Mm,
mix in and do a minimum of one of those a month
mm,
among the for fun style books that I'm reading. Another personal developmenty style book that I've started, but I haven't, again, I'm not finished yet with it, is Barefoot and Balanced.
mm.
I've
I
started listening to that
I'm
one.
I'm trying to think if I've heard that or not. Is it about parenting?
Yes, and
Okay.
a big part of it is children needing to be outside
Mm,
for their
mhm.
development, and I've listened to the first 2 or 3 chapters where it's basically setting up about the difference in kids today versus
Mm.
20 years ago,
Oh.
and even things like strength. Kids have worse balance today than they did 20 years
Mm,
ago. Kids can't even hold their own body weight today in a dead hang or do monkey bars because they're not outside. They're
mm.
not playing outside. They're sitting in front of TV on screens too much. And so what it's going to go into is she's a occupational therapist who accidentally ended up becoming this author and this parenting
Nice.
development expert, which is funny. I listened to her story on the Thousand Hours Outside podcast with Jenny
Oh,
Urch.
cool.
And
Yeah.
so that's what made me want to read the book. And hearing her story was funny how she just accidentally ended up here. She's like, this is not,
This
never did I
wasn't the
want to
plan.
like
Yeah.
do this. um, but it's really cool to hear the science and the research
Mm,
behind it. And for me, I love stuff like that when it comes to parenting because one, it helps guide, but then it also helps motivate me to sometimes do the hard things. If it's
mhm,
easier to stay inside or if it's easier to not go do something
mhm.
when I read or listen to stuff like that, that just gives me the encouragement to do the hard things of what's better for the kids rather than to just do what's comfortable, easy,
Yeah,
what
for
everybody
sure.
does, right?
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think that's my only other personal development one that I've been into besides the 2 that you are also reading since the last
Mhm,
time we did book talk. But otherwise, which you and I have talked about a couple of the books that I've read of my our fantasy romantasy books.
mhm,
I'm pulling up my note on my phone right now.
mhm.
Um, And I think since the last time we filmed, I have read 5 books, 5 romantasy books. So
Nice.
between December and now, I think was the last time we recorded.
Mm.
However, that being said, freaking none of them are complete series.
Oh, no.
All of them are duologies, where the
Mm.
second book is coming out this year. I'm gonna have a
Okay.
very, very busy April, May, June when it comes to book releases
Yeah.
because all of these I didn't know that all of these weren't complete when I walked into them.
Mm.
However, they've all been phenomenal. But the second books are coming out April, May,
Oh,
June. So I'm gonna be
see,
like,
unless I accidentally did something like that, it's why I've avoided reading Quicksilver. And I have
mm,
both Quicksilver and Brimstone on my bookshelf right now, like physical hard copy books. And I was like, okay, well, since there's two, maybe I'll read them. But then I was like, if there's only gonna be three, I'll just wait.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I'll hold out for that. But yeah, I one of the books we talked about was Spark of the Everflame, right?
That's not a recent read, but that's a read that I've recommended because it's gonna be 4 books total. 3 books are out. But I'm really annoyed with Penn Cole because she released the 3rd book. It's been over a year, 2, since she's released the 3rd book, and there is no projected
Ugh,
estimated release of the 4th book in sight.
come on.
And it's one of those things where she just keeps pushing it and keeps delaying it. And it was supposed to be released last year, didn't get released. She said it will be released soon.
Oh, that's
It's
vague.
been almost a year and there's still no. It's one of those series where I'm just kinda giving up on,
Oh
and I'm really
no.
annoyed. It's one of those things where if you're a reader, if you know, you know, and if you're not that much of a reader, this probably won't resonate with you. But where it's just annoying because I understand working on other projects, but things
Hmm.
that really peeve me is when they're working on projects of their books that are already out.
Yeah.
For example, turning a book into a graphic novel
Hmm.
instead of writing the 4th book. For example, doing limited releases with sprayed edges or a new
Mm.
cover instead of working on the 4th book. To me, complete the series, then create your special editions
Yeah.
of these books rather than working on these, in my opinion, meaningless side deals. So I'm just annoyed with
Hmm.
her right now. I'm annoyed with her right now
That's
because I have no idea when that 4th book is gonna come out. I started
mhm.
reading that series because that 4th book was supposed to come out by the end of the year, never did. No projected coming
What
out
a
date.
disappointment.
I know. However, that being said, the other series that I have been reading have not been disappointments, even though they're not complete.
Okay.
Except for last night. The book I finished last night, I was a little peeved about when I
Mm.
realized that I had to wait till April for the 2nd book because
Oh
I thought
no.
that it was a completed duology, but they've all been good.
Oh,
I
okay.
have read, I don't remember if I shared this in the other book talk, but in case I didn't, I'm gonna share it again because I really, really, really liked it. I read Bound. I don't know who the
Oh,
author
I've
is.
heard of that actually.
So good. That was a phenomenal book. The second
Mm.
one comes out May 6th.
Okay.
So and it's gonna be a completed duology when that one comes out. That one was phenomenal. If you like Fourth Wing, you will really like Bound because it's
Oh, by Sable
Academy-esque
Sorensen?
setting. Mhm. It's
Mm.
Academy-esque setting with direwolves.
Oh.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal book. The ending of the book, I didn't expect,
Okay.
right? Once you've read enough romantasy, I've gotten to the point where I can start reading books and then kind of like peg who's gonna be the main male character. I can peg who's gonna be the main male character or kind of like what I think is gonna happen, but if it's good enough writing, you still read it. I did not peg to the fullness exactly
Mm.
what was gonna
Mhm.
happen with that one. Um, the other series I've read is gonna be 3 books, and the 3rd book comes out. Let me see. I have 2 notes on my phone. I have books to read and books
Mhm.
coming out to keep
Okay.
track of all of the
Nice.
okay, so the Wolf King series, and the 3rd book's gonna come out of September 2026, and then that'll be complete. So there's 2 books out for that one right now called The Wolf King and The Night Prince. And then I think it's The Wolf Queen is the title of it, but that's coming out in
Oh,
September.
okay.
That was also a really good series where I didn't expect the ending. I'm gonna, like, share with you what I've read, and then I'll rank which ones I think were the best to read the
Okay.
soonest. And that's werewolves.
Mm.
Werewolves is, like, the magic in that world. The next one I read was The Ascended. I do have to be honest, The Ascended, I sped through, I devoured that book. That's going to be a duology. However, that one was released towards the end of 2025, which I didn't realize. So I
Mm.
don't know when that 2nd book's coming out.
Oh, man.
And that one, though, is set up that it's going to be, how do you say, like a multi-universe style 2nd book
Okay.
where it's different worlds.
In the
So
same
there's
book?
another. Yeah,
Cool.
where there's almost like how Crescent City book 3 had
I
a
haven't read it.
crossover.
I know it has a
Well,
crossover, but I haven't read it.
have you read Crescent City?
No. It's on
Oh,
my list for this year. I've been waiting because I've picked up Crescent City like 5 times, and I'm just like, "This is so boring. I don't wanna read it." And I know it gets better, and I know all of that.
all you
I
need to
just
do is
haven't.
get through, like, chapter 2 or 3 and have your heart ripped out for the first time, and then
I know. I know about that too. I think I was been waiting. I'm like, okay, I know that the next Actar is coming out, and I know like, there's so much crossover and stuff. So I told myself once the next Actar book release date has been like announced that I will read Crescent City, and then I was gonna reread all the ACOTAR before the next one comes out. I mean, 'cause I
okay.
probably remember everything, but, I it took me, like, a week to read the first ACOTAR because I was like, "This is terrible." Like, I hated it. And then I, like, blew through the other ones. So, I think, I need to really reread to, like, I don't know, because with Sarah J. Maas, she's like she everything is very intentional, the way she connects every little thing, and so I don't wanna miss something in ACOTAR 6 because I didn't
Mhm.
read all of everything and, like, really truly pay attention to it all.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna read the next book when it comes out, because one thing I personally don't care for is I don't care for the books where it's about not the original main characters,
Oh,
if
like,
that
you
makes
didn't like when it
sense.
went to Nesta POV?
Correct. Yeah, like, I didn't really care
Okay.
for that book as much because to me for me, where I struggle is, 1, you get to kn yes, you get to know all of the characters, right? But you
Mhm.
fall in love with the main
With him, yeah,
characters.
mhm,
And then once it feels like their story has wrapped up for the most part,
mhm,
which I think Sarah Moss did a really beautiful job with when it came to A Court of Frost and Starlight, like that novella
mhm.
to just
Yeah.
close it all together and
Mhm.
put it in a bow. To me, I really struggle reading those other books when I'm like, okay, well, what is your plot going to be about besides
Mm.
the obvious romance,
Did you read
relationship
Silver
building?
Flame?
I did read Silver Flame, and I did feel like some of the conflict in the plot was a little redundant. Like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Mhm.
There was not any anticipation for me. I just read Silver Flame because when it came out, it was pretty recent after I had read ACOTAR, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
mhm.
So I was
Yeah,
still
like,
that was
in
when I was
it.
newer. Yeah, I was newer into reading, like, romantasy. I was
Mm,
still in it and hooked. Like, I wasn't done with Rasan and Feyre,
mm,
but now years later. I don't remember when that book came out. I have not read any other books in any other series that are not about the original main characters. I just don't care. I'd rather just
Okay.
start a new series. It's just where I've been now. So that's why I'm like, I'm interested in the series that you and Alyssa are reading. But when you
Mhm.
said this last 2 books are about different characters, like not the main characters are still there,
Mhm.
but different characters, that I was like, I don't know. So like I read The Ever King and Ever Queen,
Yeah.
liked that. I
Yep.
read The Mist Thief.
Okay. Even though it switched POVs for
Yes.
that.
Which I did like The Mist Thief.
Mhm.
And the reason why I read that one, even though it switched POVs, is because I liked Jonas and I was really
I know.
curious
Yeah, he was a
to
good
learn more
character.
about him.
Mm.
He was, like I really liked him. For example, I didn't like Nesta. So having to read a
Mm.
whole book on Nesta was hard.
Yeah.
But I
Especially
liked
it was a
Jonas reading.
big book too.
Yeah. Reading a book on Jonas, I liked that. And I did feel like it set up to where I still had some unanswered questions
Yeah.
from the Ever
Mhm.
King and the Ever Queen. So that was an easier read for me. Now, I don't think I was like gripping the book the whole time, right?
Mhm.
Because some of what was going to happen was pretty obvious when it came to who
Right.
was going to end up falling in love and
Mhm.
whatever, but I was still interested. I don't think I will read the next book in that series. I think it's The Lost Heir
Yeah,
that's
isn't that
getting
coming
ready to come
out
out.
soon? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I will read that one, to be honest, unless I have
Mm.
nothing else to read.
I
And
didn't
then in that
finish
case,
I didn't finish Miss Thief. I felt like I really wish that there was like one more book with Eric and Livia. Like
mhm,
I don't know. I just felt like
yeah,
their story was just like clunk, like cut right off. And
yes, yeah,
I was just not in a place at that time to accept that. And so when I tried to read Miss Thief, I was like, "Ugh, I don't want to read this. Like, because I was just bummed out. I do struggle with the same thing, like having the main characters change. I think for
mhm,
me, as long, I don't know, it just really depends. I am not super far in to book 4. You could read Kingmaker Chronicles and stop at book 3.
okay,
Like, it totally has, like, an ending,
okay, love
and
that,
then it continues. So, like, if you read to book 3, you could be like, "Okay." Um, Now Alyssa was telling me, like, that it's super duper good and, like, really worth continuing. Now, I will say I can't say what I'm about to say because 'cause it'll spoil it. Or I can't say what I wanna say say because it'll spoil it. But, like, there was, like, a thing that happened about the original main characters in the very beginning of the book that, like, you're like, "Wait, what?" And so, like, kind of, like, dragged you back in because I was like, "Okay, I do like the new main characters for book 4." I was like, it kind of set up their love story, like, in the previous books. So, um and you could see like I don't know, basically it's the sister and like one of his best friends essentially that and
okay,
it's like kind of a forbidden romance because she's the princess and he's just
yeah,
I mean, he's he's a soldier, but he's part of like one of the elite. He's basically like, he's a SEAL, okay? Like
right,
he's not a SEAL, but you know what I mean. But he's like the king's best friend. And so it's like, there's like this like, we can't be together and like but like she's been in love with him since like forever. And it all talks about that in the previous like in book 1, it starts to set this up. So I do feel like the author did a good job of like making you interested enough in the other characters to read it. If that makes sense.
that does make
Um
sense, yeah,
So I didn't feel like there was as much of like oh, okay, like this huge hiccup, I guess, like
right,
that I felt
mhm,
in other series. Well, and I think Sarah J. Maas did a decent job too. Like
Mhm,
because, she still had Rhysand and Feyre in the book,
mhm,
and, they obviously weren't, like, in there as much, but it was, like, with her coming to talk to Cassian and, like, all these things, and so, like, it wasn't like they just cut those characters out, like, completely.
mhm. Yeah.
Um, Although I'm not gonna spoil the ending of that book, but so many people are really angry about it. 'Cause
The ending of Silver Flames.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're saying, like, "Why did it have to come to that?" Like
Oh my
that
gosh, I
she
feel like I need to go refresh my memory.
I'm gonna text it to you.
I'm like one of those people, for those of you guys who don't know, if you don't know, you don't know, and I'm sorry that we're like cryptically talking.
We
Um,
don't wanna spoil it, 'cause
I'm
it's a
one of
big
those
spoiler.
people where that doesn't bother me. Being in those type of world settings, I don't expect them to have modern day
Mhm.
things. And to be honest, I actually don't like. So, for example, Crescent City-ish. Didn't love Crescent City being modern day
Mhm.
fantasy.
Mhm.
I actually like the fantasy where in my head I anticipate it, and this is so, like, not how a lot of these books are set up, guys. I'm just saying, but this is just how in my head I envision it. I envision it like medieval-y times.
Yes.
So to me,
Yes.
it makes sense. Like, I'm like, "That totally makes sense that that happened,"
Mhm.
because it wasn't a modern fantasy. And
Right.
also, to be honest, I didn't care about her enough for that to hurt my feelings that she did that, that she had to do that. Like, that makes sense in her storyline
Yeah.
when you see how she started and then where
Mhm.
she ends. Like, that to me makes sense.
So I
And
don't think it was necessarily, like, her character arc and, like, what she had to sacrifice. I think it was more of, like, why was it even an ordeal to begin with?
right,
Like, why was
valid.
someone put in that position, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's valid. That's valid. I
Well, and
mean,
also, like,
that's valid.
because, Feyre can shapeshift, which is not, like, a spoiler, it, couldn't she just do that? I don't know. The ending got a lot of people. I didn't get real tripped up about it. I was, like, real in it. I was like, "Okay." But then, you get on Book Talk and you're like, all these reels of people just, like, outraged about where's this and where's that, and I'm like, I guess, like, there's a little bit of credence to some of that, but I don't know. It was just funny.
But I gotta be honest, these book talkers, bro, like true book talk, like TikTok book talk,
Mhm.
some of these people's opinions and their theories are so out there.
I know.
And I'm like, bro, no, for any series that I read, like some of the reels that I'll see, I'm like, that is just not practical. That doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
You're pulling that out of your butt. No,
Yep.
just no, you
I feel
know?
like it happens
And
so much with the Fourth Wing series, like, where people
yes,
were like, "Oh, and this and that," and just, like, I get it, like, the market's very saturated with
yes.
influencers and book influencers, and, like, you wanna make a name for yourself and have, like, you know, the theory and be right when the book
Yeah.
comes out. Like, I get all of that, like, more power to you, no shade, but, like, sometimes it's, like, it shows, like,
Yes. Yes.
so
I
chill a
agree.
little bit, okay? Like, a little bit.
My favorite book talker that I follow is, which I've sent it to you, but for those
Mm,
listening, is Kayla Books,
mm,
Kaila dot books, because hers are just book recommendations.
mhm,
And she'll be like, if you liked this book, you should read this book. If you liked this book, you should read this book. And she'll give you like a brief
mhm,
summary. And then she'll be like, if you want a standalone, you should read these. If you want
mhm,
completed series, you should read these. And so she's my favorite person because I, to be honest, read just for the good vibes and the good time.
mhm,
I don't read to theorize. I don't read to
mhm,
go that deep into it. I just read to have a good time. So I don't really care about all of the theories. I just want to know, okay, what should I read next and what's
mhm.
good?
Yeah.
to read next from somebody who I trust. So she's the one who I've been reading all of these books from. I'm gonna do a standalone next, is like the next one on my TBR from her because I just need a palate cleanser
Cool.
from all of my cliffhangers.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Ascendant's a good book. I think you would enjoy that one because that's different. So that's trials. It's a book where it's trials
Mhm.
based for the main
Mhm.
character. But the magic is a little bit different than most of the books we usually
Mm.
read.
I love
And
books
the
with
world,
different magic systems. I think
yeah,
it just gives a special layer. I think that's partly why I loved One Dark Window so much is because I
yeah,
just like I've never read anything like One Dark Window.
yeah, yeah. It's different than it's more like gods and humans
Mm.
than the fae or the werewolves or
Okay.
that type of world. It's like it's the separate God
Mm.
realm, human realm.
Okay.
And that's the worlds you're going between is those 2 realms. So
Oh,
it
okay.
was, different, but it's also trials based. I
Cool.
did really enjoy that one.
What are you going to read next? What's next on the docket? What's it called?
I'm gonna tell you, but first I need to tell you the one recommendation I have, and I'll tell you
Okay.
when the second book comes out first. Okay, so the 2 other books I finished. I read Shield of Sparrows last night.
Okay.
I finished that one. That one was a slower one to get into. It felt like there was
Okay.
a lot of world building and setup, but then once you got about I hate saying 70% into the book, but once you got
Oof.
70% into the book,
Mm.
it was just really fast. I sped through the other 30%. And that one I didn't realize the second book wasn't out. That's one I'm pissed about, but the second book comes out in April.
Dang it.
Um, and and that one's a little bit of a different magic system
Mm.
than the other books we've read, which does make it interesting. I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen. But the one book I would recommend, I think out of all of those ones, because it had the most, to me, world-shattering plot twists in the
Mm.
last 2 chapters, and then it ended, and I'm just like, "What the" was Metal Slinger,
Okay.
and the second book is called Light Wielder, and it comes out June 9th, 2026.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize that that one was also complete. It's fine. It was still good, like, I'm not pissed about it because the second books for almost all of these, like, I have them. This is my note. I
Nice.
have 7 books that I know are releasing in 2026 that I'm gonna be
Mm.
reading. Um, but yeah, that one, that the plot twist at the end, bro, I just didn't see it coming. And that's one that, like, it sucks to have to wait for,
Yep.
but I jumped into The Shield of Sparrows, and so I think that helped me kinda, like, not dwell on it and get mad about it.
Yeah.
But that plot twist, that was probably one of the best plot twists that I have read, that I just didn't freaking see it coming,
I love
and I'm
that.
just
I love
really
when
cu
I can still be just like my mind is blown. Like, no, that
it
didn't just happen. Like,
I know, like, I'm so like, "Oh my gosh." So like, I'm like, "What's gonna" like, I have no idea what's gonna happen now. So that one, if you want a good plot twist and you're willing to wait for the next one, it's a 10 out of 10. Um,
mm,
the next book on my TBR is a standalone. It's called The Poisoned Daughter by
mm,
Sheila Masterson. So it's a standalone dark fantasy romance novel, and the main female character has a poison touch. So anyone
oh,
she touches would, like, get sick and die, and this is, like, an arranged marriage situation, and the man she's in an arranged marriage to is immune to her power.
mm,
But it's, like, an enemies to lovers story. So,
love a good enemies to lovers.
yeah, so that's my next TBR recommended by Kayla Books is
Cool.
I'm gonna read that standalone, cleanse my palate, and then I will go back in and see what other recommendations she has. I think I have on my Kindle right now, On Wings of Blood or
Okay.
Caraval. I haven't decided which one of those 2 I'm gonna do.
Mm,
Um, On Wings of Blood is like a Vampire Academy
Okay.
style series,
Okay,
but it's
I
not
have
a
yet to
human.
read, like, a vampire series since Twilight.
So Alyssa will come at me for this because she's big into like writing and proper writing and editing. I'm not. I'm just here for the vibes. I really loved Zodiac Academy. I have not finished it
Isn't there, like, a
because
total of, like, 16 books or some
there's a
wild
lot of
whatever?
books. There's
Yeah.
a lot of books. And I read through them. I think I read through the first 8 or 9 very quickly. Just phenomenal. But then it got to the point where I'm a big believer and there is a happy point in a series to close it.
Mhm.
There is such thing as too much. There is such thing as dragging it on and
Right.
pulling too many things out, like, just start another series, and
Yeah.
that's the point I got to with Zodiac Academy, where the way she ended the book, I was like, "Bro,"
I
like,
can't.
I don't wanna read anymore because I'm just this is too far-fetched now, but that one
Mhm.
had vampires in it, and that one was good. Um, but it wasn't just vampires, that was just, like, academy setting. I love academy setting books. I
Mm.
love academy setting books. I love trials when done in the right setting,
Mhm.
like academy trials
Mhm.
together, kinda like Fourth Wing-ish or
Mhm.
The Diary Bound. I really love those. Um, I love a good bait and switch where you
Mm.
think this is gonna be the love interest,
And then
and
it's
then
something
it's
else.
not.
Mm, mhm.
Yeah, some of those books I've read, in the 5 books, there were a couple that had a bait and switch for the love interest.
Mm.
Um, and thought that was really good. And then, yeah, I do even though a lot of times I feel like, I can peg the enemies to lovers from the start,
Mhm.
I do love seeing the development of, like, a "I hate you, but really I hate you because I love you,"
Right.
you know?
Like, yeah, like, I never actually hated you, it's just a friend. Like
Yeah, yeah,
or in
yeah,
the case of, like, a Rowan Aylin, like, "No, I actually hated you, you were stupid. That's why I
yeah,
punched you in the face."
exactly.
I love
Yeah,
that. I'm
so yeah,
undecided on what I'm gonna read next after this, but, I mean, with the way everything's been going, it's gonna be, like, weeks before I start a new series anyways, but I think I'm between Crowns of Nyaxia and, War of Lost Hearts. I think those are
okay.
next on the docket.
I don't know series-wise, like, I'm looking at my Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, I can't look at Kindle Unlimited, though. I gotta go to Kayla's page and some of her reels I've saved and go by her recommendations next 'cause I get overwhelmed. I get decision paralysis, but
So,
I do like a good standalone.
I used AI
Okay.
to help me because I was like, "I'm in a slump, I don't know what to read, I really want to read, but I can't make a decision," and I was like, "These are the things I like, this is what I don't like. This would be nice," like, if it's on Kindle Unlimited or, I put in there, like, I only want completed completed stuff, like, I don't want
Mhm,
cliffhanger that I can't, no foreseeable future sort of stuff. Like, and I said standalones are fine also, but like I need this. And then
mhm,
it kind of worked it worked it out for me. And I said like, there's very few things that I like just absolutely won't read about. I mean, I think it's like what everyone doesn't want to read about, like
mhm,
just stuff that's just not okay. Um
mhm.
but so I put that in there just in case. And then it came up with this whole chart for me, and I was like, "This is awesome."
I love
So
that.
don't sleep on using AI to make your decisions for you.
We're gonna wrap up this episode with our book talk. I can't wait to see what you end up reading next
Yay,
and
I know.
coming back into it now that you're climbing out of your slump for reading.
I know. Oh,
Um,
clawing my way out. My
I know.
goodness. That
It's
was
hard when life
crazy.
gets busy, it can be hard,
Mm,
but I have tried to be staying active in it because I've noticed I'm just a better version of myself when I'm
mhm.
reading books, like,
Yep.
entertaining fictional books because that's something that I very much do for me, And even
Yep.
if it's 1 chapter a day or 2 chapters a day. So
Mhm.
I know how hard being in a slump is and coming out, and once you get out, like, it does just I don't know, it just makes you feel good.
Just
I love a
Yep,
good book. I just
me too.
love a good
I
book,
know.
man.
It's so
Ugh.
good.
So let's transition into our controversial moment. The moments that make us laugh, the moments that make us cry, the moments that make us just say, "Yep, that's mom life." Do you, off the top of your head, have a controversial moment of the week that you want to share?
I do actually.
Okay.
So Hannah Hannah and I were uh we were at the PX like getting our mail. She forgot her coat, so we ran back to drop the packages at the car before we ran into like the actual PX. I was like, "Hannah, get your coat on." Well, she goes to put her arm in the coat and it's like somehow it was like must have been sticking out of the car because it was like frozen and wet. And she gets really upset about it, but at the same time, this happened, like, in the span of seconds. I was trying to open her coat really fast because she's like, "I'm so cold," so I, like, rip open the buttons on her coat, and then it turns out it was not her coat buttons, it was the hood. I just ripped the hood right off from the buttons. I didn't break it or anything, but it was just I'm, like, standing there holding the hood. I was like, "That's not your coat." And she was like, "Mom, Michael, Nicholas, Dwight," which is John's middle names. And
That
I was
is
like, "What?" And that's when she discovered her sleeve and she starts to get really upset. And I'm dying laughing at her comment still. And this was a total parenting moment where it could easily go wrong. Like she thinks I'm laughing at her or something like that. Like
right,
when she's clear, because she had transitioned to like obvious upset, and I was like,
right.
honey, I'm really sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing about your comment because it was really funny, and it actually like turned it around because she was like looked at me and she was like, gave me this little look. She's like, "Yeah, you little stinker." And then she starts dying laughing, and then we laugh the whole way into the PX. Like, it was just so this full, like, roller coaster of emotions, but yeah, it was so funny. I actually called David, and I was like, "I gotta tell you this."
That's so funny. I love
It
her
was
so
so cute. It
much.
was so cute.
I wish everyone who listened to us could meet Hannah and just know how awesome she is, because she's the
She's one of a
best.
kind. Yeah.
She's the best. Travis and I talk about how much we love her a lot.
Mm.
For me, my mom treasure moment occurred yesterday. So we have transitioned Declan into a big boy bed.
Oof.
It's it's a toddler floor bed.
Okay.
So it's an actual mattress, but it's on the floor so he can get in and out, which I've been super anxious about him climbing out.
Yeah.
He hasn't climbed out. I just
Okay.
wanna let the people know that because we've done
Nice.
the green light thing so
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
And so far, he knows if his light's not green, I stay in bed. And I've been very on top of the monitor that if I see him, you know,
Yeah.
trying to climb or move around, I'm like, "Nope, lay down." So he knows,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
But yesterday, I took a nap because I have not been sleeping great at night because Korea sickness and having to be
Mhm.
mouth breathing because I'm
Yeah.
congested, right? So I'm not sleeping great, and I'm 24 weeks pregnant. And I woke up from my nap yesterday. I heard banging, like, "Do, do, do, do," and I thought it was him kicking in the wall. And then I heard my bedroom door, like, open, and I thought it was Travis. It was 3:48 in the afternoon that I woke up from this
Mm.
nap,
Ooh.
and I thought that it was Travis sneaking in because he heard the house was quiet, so he figured I was asleep, so he wouldn't let me sleep. And I said, "Travis, okay, you can come in." But then I turn around and look at the door, and it's Declan.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, "Hi, mommy. My light was green, but you didn't come get me. So I came downstairs by myself." And I was like, it was just one of those moments that first of all, I forgot that I had a timer on their
Mm.
light, like for it to turn
Mhm.
green on their own, because I set it
Yeah.
because Hattie Jean watched them for me the other day so I could go to the dentist, and so I just automatically
Mhm.
set it first so she wouldn't have to worry about it
Yeah, yeah.
after naps, and I forgot to turn it off, and so because I fell asleep, normally the light turns green, and I turn it green as I'm walking up the stairs to go
Nice.
get them, but at this
Yeah.
point, the light had been green for almost 10 minutes before
Oh.
he, like, he came up but then he came downstairs, he said, "My light was green, and you weren't there, so I just came down here by myself. Is that okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, buddy, it's okay. I'm proud of you for staying in your bed until then, though." But it was just one of those moments where I was just like, "Wow, whose grown man is this?"
I know,
"Oh, it's
yeah, it's
mine."
the beginning of the independence is really sweet, and because you've
Yeah,
built, like, the foundation there of, like, you know, with with the red light, green light, um, this is the beginning of something so
yeah,
awesome, you know?
I know. Yeah.
That's exciting.
So, yeah, so that's us. Stay tuned to see how it goes. He's finally started sleeping a little better. Like, it's taken him a little while to fall asleep. But I think, like, he slept solid last night. He slept solid for his
Mm,
nap yesterday, so he's starting to get used to it, and I can tell
nice.
he's starting to get used to it because he's starting to move all over the bed at night like he did in his crib,
Oh,
if
nice.
that makes sense. Like, in his crib, he was
Yep.
all over the place
Mhm.
versus the first couple nights he stayed in that one place, and I think it's
Mm,
because he wasn't comfortable enough to feel
to
like he
move
could move,
around.
so once he woke
Yeah.
up, he woke up. But last night, I just loved watching him on the monitor. He was, like, all over the place, and I was like, "Okay, I could tell you're getting comfortable now."
You're
So,
good, yeah. Oh, yay.
yeah. So, thank you guys for listening to us and joining with us for another week of book talk. If you guys have any recommendations you wanna share or any other topics you'd like to hear us talk about, please DM us at Momtroversial Podcast on Instagram. If you guys could take a second and if you enjoy listening to us, leave us a review, stars, ratings on any of the podcasting platforms that you listen on.
Mm,
That's the best thing you can do for us and any other podcast that you listen to, just to get us out there to more moms who are interested in going momtroversial. And otherwise, until next time, keep it momtroversial. Bye.
bye.